Hi everyone, welcome to Awesome Tips for New Mums. I'm Tanya Alfersi, the co-author of Purple These Red Cherries, and today we're talking about how to overcome exhaustion in early motherhood. We're joined by the baby birth expert, Leanne Kaye. Say hi,
Hi,
Leanne.
everyone.
Hi, Leanne. And Leanne is a mother of three with her youngest 18 months old. She's also a trained midwife, and she teaches birth classes and also teaches new mums about how to cope with their new tasks in motherhood. And she teaches via Skype and face to face, and she's also the CEO of Night Nanny International. So, Leanne, we talked a little bit about exhaustion before this call, and you were telling me that exhaustion was absolutely the most surprising thing for you in early motherhood. So perhaps you could talk a little bit about that first.
Absolutely. It really was. Exhaustion was the biggest thing, the biggest problem I had. And I think being that I was already working as a midwife and so used to this whole newborn arena, I kind of was quite hard on myself, and I expected that everything would be very doable, very easy. And when I got to this level of exhaustion, it really shocked me. And one of the things that I found is that I felt too, found it difficult to share that I was feeling so exhausted. It was, I wanted to come across to everyone else that I was superwoman and everything was under control and I was totally fine. And through my professional work, I found that a lot of mothers were also very, not cagey, but kind of like careful at kind of sharing that feeling of exhaustion. And having gone on and had a second and a third, I've become much more at ease of talking about it and sharing my, day-to-day struggle with feeling tired. But yeah, first baby, first shock of motherhood was really falling asleep at the dinner table, talking to friends, falling asleep, trying to watch a tiny bit of TV. I'd just be out. I'd just be asleep. So yeah, big surprise for me.
Right, and I think that that whole thing of trying to allow ourselves to ask for sleep is like fits into that whole thing of allowing ourselves to ask for help in early motherhood, which when we're so independent beforehand, I think many of us find difficult, and I know I certainly found that difficult as well.
Yeah.
So what tips do you have for new mums to help cope with those early months of such exhaustion?
Yeah, I think as well as to cope with exhaustion, for me, my list is brief. I have three things, three tips. And one of the things is to cope, but also to prevent getting to that level of exhaustion. So I'll kick off. The number one is it's all about planning. You need to plan for sleep and plan for getting rest. And that can be a little bit tricky. And one of the things that I love is trying to advise women to get horizontal time. And horizontal time means literally allowing your body to become totally horizontal wherever you are, whether it's lying on your bed, lying on the sofa, even lying down next to the baby. That to me is the one big trick that new mums can learn to get their extra rest that they need, is fitting in these small times to have brief rest during the day. So that's number one. Number two is learn to ask and get help with all the other stuff. So whether it's, helping care for the other, if you've got other siblings at home, or dealing with household tasks, or asking someone else to do the shopping that week, just getting help with all the other stuff that other people can, be involved in. That, obviously if you're breastfeeding, you can say, well, they can't bottle feed him, but, there's a list of things that if we were just less like freer about it, we could really get more rest by allowing someone else to take that. That's number two. And number three is learning how to ignore some of the chaos. I've had a lot of clients that I'd say fall into type A category. So they've been in high power professional jobs. They've always spent their lives being super, super, super tidy and organized. And then they have this baby and they try and keep it up. And they get so exhausted just rolling around trying to tidy up and keep things organized that, they're missing out on valuable rest, valuable sleep time. So that's my third tip, is learning how to. It's like almost relaxation techniques rolled into it. But I teach my clients to learn how to let go of some of the stuff. Don't sweat the small stuff, but just try and let go of, things don't have to be pristine, in your home.
Right, right. Absolutely. And there are no ways to be perfect mums. So we can only do the best that we can. And obviously, some things in the house aren't going to look the same as they used to before we were mums.
Absolutely, absolutely. And even for the less type A mums, we all have a certain level that we want the house to look, and we're house proud. And when you're home with a new baby, it tends to be the time that you're having a lot of visitors. So you're even more on guard that, so-and-so is coming to visit. And I just say to mums, just let go. You're not doing all you're doing is making yourself more tired. And no one really cares. They're not even looking at that. They're not even really. They've come to see the baby, and they're really not interested in what's going on around.
Okay, so let's sum those up. So number 1 is plan and get rest, and especially horizontal rest.
Here's my sum up. Number 1. There you go. Here we go. Sorry. Number 1, plan for rest. Have horizontal time. Number 2, get help with all the other stuff. And number 3, let go of some of the chaos. Great
tips, Leanne. And if you viewers have tips as well, then we'd be happy to see them in the comments section. So thanks very much for joining us today, and see you next time.
Thank you.